Welcome to Lesson 3 of the Introduction to HTML course. In the previous lessons, we focused on explaining the basic concepts of HTML without paying any attention to the structure of an HTML page. It still worked as the browser is rather forgiving, but in this lesson we will introduce the concept of the page structure. Well, navigate to the course folder. Here we go, Introduction to HTML. And here we have a file, Lesson 3. Right-click and open that with Notepad so that we can see the text. Okay, what we've added here, there's HTML. Then there's head, body, and HTML. So an HTML page starts with a tag that says this is an HTML page. It says it's HTML all the way up to the /HTML. Then it's divided in two parts. There's a so-called head section with head and cancel head, and then body and cancel body. Let's have a look at this page in the browser. So here I'll just double click to open it in the browser. And we notice that it doesn't look really any different from where we were in the previous lesson. It's the same document. Of course, now it has the proper structure added to it. Switch back to Notepad. Only what is between body and cancel body is displayed in the browser window. What is between the head and cancel head is used for administration by the browser. We'll have a look at more of that in a minute. The most common app here is a tag pair called title. Here I've got Introduction to HTML training. So if we go back, that information that's in the title tag is displayed here in the tab, and in some cases, depending on how the browser is set up, it will actually appear up in the title bar. That gives the user a bit of an idea of what page they are viewing, especially if there are several tabs open. Just out of interest, at any time while you are working, you can view the HTML behind the scenes of a page by going to View, Source. Okay, I'll just move it up. You can see it properly. So here is what the browser has in its cache. The browser is handy. It indicates all the tags in red, makes it easier to see. But as you can see, this is exactly the HTML that we had typed in Notepad, and this is what the browser uses to format the page. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Switch back to here. There's another page called 3a. Let's double click that. How is it different? It looks pretty much the same, except that this text is no longer in the default Times Romans. This is what we had before, Times Romans. And now it is a data. How did that happen? Well, let's go and look at the source code. Click Source. And we can see there's now this little thing added in the head section. It tells the browser, in addition to what you've got here, there is a style sheet called style.css. And any formatting that's in that file must be added to your page. Okay, let's go and have a look at that style sheet. I'll navigate back to our folder. There it is. I'll right click and say open with Notepad. Oh, there's not much in there, but it says to start off with all paragraph tags in this document, change the font family to Verdana. That's all. So rather than display the default HTML browser text as Times Romans, this overwrites it and says show it as Verdana. Okay, let's add, just for interest, another one. We know there's an H1 tag, so we'll give a specification for the style of the H1 tag. So we have to put those funny curly brackets in, and we'll say make the color, and it followed by a colon, make the color red, I think is good. Semicolon to end the instruction. File, save. So what we've done is told the browser, rather than display the normal way with your default colors and styles, use the styles we specified in this document. Okay, let's switch back to the browser. Okay, it still looks the same because it's the old page in the cache, but if I refresh, my H1 is no longer the default black, but the red as specified in my cascading style sheet. That is the document ending with .css. In other words, let's just confirm it is that document there. And the browser knows where to find that, because if we look at the source code, we've added a link tag inside the head section and said it's a style sheet type document, it's plain text, and it's called style.css. So to summarize, one uses HTML to structure an HTML page and to add the basic formatting. Then one links a cascading style sheet to the page, in which one adds the look and feel kind of instructions. In the next lesson, we'll look at where to go to next.